Have you ever wondered why some people navigate life's inevitable storms with remarkable calm, while others are easily swept away? What if the greatest secret to an unbreakable mind wasn't some fleeting modern self-help trend, but a profound wisdom refined over 2 millennia? Today, we're diving deep into the Stoic secret to mental toughness. This isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming a robot. It's about cultivating an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind impervious to external chaos. We'll explore how these ancient philosophers developed a resilience that remains astonishingly relevant for the challenges you face every single day. Prepare to transform your perspective. Our journey begins with the powerful idea that our internal world holds the blueprint for our entire experience. It's not just about what happens to you, but how you interpret and respond to it. This fundamental principle is the bedrock upon which Stoic mental toughness is built, offering a radical shift in perspective. At the heart of this truth lies Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled an empire plagued by war, plague, and political intrigue. Imagine the immense pressure he faced daily. Yet, in his private writings, known as meditations, he sought not to conquer external enemies, but his own inner demons. He penned these thoughts for himself, a profound act of self-guidance and reflection. Amidst the chaos of imperial life, Marcus understood that true power resided not in his legions or his crown, but in the discipline of his own mind. He was constantly striving for inner peace. It was Marcus Aurelius who famously observed, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This isn't merely a poetic turn of phrase. It's a profound statement about the immersive power of our internal monologue and its impact on your lived reality. Think about that for a moment. Your thoughts aren't just passive observations. They are active agents, literally coloring your experience of the world. If your predominant thoughts are anxious, fearful, or resentful, your soul, your very being, will reflect those hues. Life feels perpetually gray. Conversely, if you cultivate thoughts of gratitude, acceptance, and courage, your inner landscape becomes vibrant and resilient. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but choosing the lens through which you view them. This choice is your ultimate freedom and source of strength. For Marcus, true mental toughness began with rigorously examining and purifying his thoughts. You have the power to select the colors that dye your soul. This agency, this deliberate choice in how you think, is the first and most crucial step toward building unshakable resilience. Building on the idea that our thoughts shape our reality, we now turn to a common pitfall: the way our imagination can create suffering where none truly exists. This mental trap is something you've undoubtedly experienced, perhaps without even realizing its profound impact. Our next guide is Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, playwright, and advisor to Emperor Nero. His life was marked by both immense wealth and devastating exile, giving him a unique perspective on the human condition, particularly our susceptibility to anxiety. Seneca understood the inner workings of fear and dread better than most. He observed how often we allow our minds to run wild, conjuring up worst-case scenarios that, more often than not, never come to pass, yet still inflict real anguish upon us. It was Seneca who famously penned, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is a powerful reminder that much of our distress is self-inflicted, not by external events, but by our vivid, often uncontrolled, internal narratives. Consider a modern-day example. You have a critical presentation at work next week. Your mind starts to race, imagining stumbling over words, forgetting key points, or facing harsh criticism. You feel the anxiety, the pit in your stomach, days before the event. The reality, however, often turns out to be far less daunting. Perhaps you deliver it smoothly, or even if there's a hiccup, it's quickly forgotten. The suffering you endured in the preceding days, that was purely a product of your imagination, a shadow without substance. Stoics like Seneca practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, not to induce panic, but to mentally rehearse challenges, thereby diminishing their shock value. By confronting potential difficulties in advance, you can prepare logically rather than succumb to exaggerated fear. Having learned to color our thoughts and tame our imagination, we now arrive at the most practical lesson: how to use adversity itself as a forge for mental toughness. Challenges are not merely obstacles. They're profound opportunities for self-discovery and growth. Our final mentor is Epictetus, a man who truly embodied resilience. Born a slave, he eventually gained his freedom and became one of the most influential Stoic teachers. His personal journey profoundly shaped his philosophy, emphasizing freedom found within, regardless of external chains. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control external events, we always retain absolute control over our perceptions and responses to them. This distinction, often called the dichotomy of control, is the cornerstone of his practical wisdom, empowering you immensely. It was Epictetus who declared, "Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself." This profound insight suggests that setbacks and difficulties are not arbitrary punishments. Instead, they serve as powerful mirrors, reflecting your true character back to you. When you face a disappointment, a failure, or an unexpected crisis, instead of asking, "Why me?" or "Why is this happening?" ask, "What is this revealing about my reaction, about my preparation, about my underlying beliefs and values?" This shifts you from victim to student. This practice allows you to identify areas for growth, test your virtues, and strengthen your resolve. Did you react with anger, patience, fear, or courage? The circumstance itself is neutral. Your response is where your character and your resilience truly shine through. So, the practical lesson is this: view every obstacle not as a barrier, but as a training exercise. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice your Stoic principles, to refine your inner self, and to build that unshakable mental toughness, one deliberate response at a time. The Stoic secret to mental toughness isn't about magical thinking. It's about rigorous self-awareness and consistent practice. By understanding that your thoughts color your soul, that much suffering is imagined, and that adversity reveals your character, you gain immense power. Embrace these ancient secrets. Start today by observing your thoughts, questioning your fears, and viewing every challenge as a chance to forge an unyielding spirit. If this resonated with you, subscribe for weekly Stoic wisdom and join our community on the path to lasting resilience.